All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into this incredibly simple but super powerful cybersecurity model that pretty much any business can use. But, to really get why it works so well, we got to start with the story. A story that could honestly happen to anyone.
Just picture this for a second. You walk into the office, grab your coffee, sit down at your desk, and this is the first thing you see. This cold, stark message. Yeah, this is exactly what greeted the team at a small factory one morning, turning what should have been a totally normal day into an absolute nightmare.
And this wasn't just some hypothetical scenario. This was the cold, hard reality for a small factory called Tentomushi Precision Engineering. For them, this wasn't, just some computer problem. No, this was a full-blown crisis. All the familiar sounds of the factory floor gone, replaced by this quiet panic.
So, let's break down what happened. Suddenly, the factory just stopped. The production management system? Completely down. Every single computer screen in the place was just glowing with that same terrifying ransom note. The factory, the very heart of their business, was totally and completely paralyzed.
And what does that paralysis look like? It looks like this. Zero. Absolutely nothing. We're talking zero production, zero parts being shipped out the door, and of course, zero revenue coming in. See, a ransomware attack, it doesn't just steal your data, it stops your entire operation cold. And for a small business, every single second of that downtime is a direct threat to its survival.
So, what do? Well, the company president, completely desperate, calls in what they described as a cybersecurity home doctor, a specialist who can come in and figure out what's wrong. Because just like with any illness, the very first step in treatment is finding out where the problem, the lesion, so to speak, actually is. The hunt was on.
So this is the big question, right? Where did the attackers get in? How did they breach the walls? Was it some super sophisticated phishing email that tricked an employee, or maybe a complex brute force hack targeting their main servers? The team just had to find that digital wound, that single point of entry into their network.
And after all that searching, this is what they found. It wasn't some high-tech, Mission Impossible style weapon. Nope, it was this. A small, totally forgotten VPN device, tucked away behind a copy machine, literally covered in dust. It hadn't been updated in years and had a known fatal flaw. It was basically the digital equivalent of leaving a small back window wide open for anyone to climb through.
But here's the thing. That dusty little VPN box, it was just a symptom of a much, much larger problem. As they dug deeper, the investigation revealed the company was suffering from several chronic security issues, what the experts started calling digital lifestyle diseases. Think about it. They had ghost assets, which are old PCs still plugged into the network but totally unmanaged. They had forgotten accounts for ex-employees that were never deactivated. Staff were using unapproved cloud services, that shadow IT, and critical production systems were running on totally outdated software. Does any of this sound a little familiar? Okay, so the diagnosis is in. The patient is sick. Now it's time for the prescription. And the solution, believe it or not, wasn't some crazy expensive, complicated piece of technology. It was a simple, three-part philosophy. Throw away, move, and watch over. This is the heart of the periodic health check model.
So what exactly is this model? The core idea is brilliantly simple. You treat your company's entire IT network just like a human body. Think about it. You don't wait until you're having a heart attack to start thinking about your health, right? Of course not. You get regular checkups to find and fix the small problems before they become life-threatening emergencies. It's the exact same logic.
And the prescription itself? It's just so straightforward, broken down into these three simple actions. First up, throw away. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. Every unnecessary device, every old account, it's a potential risk just waiting to happen, so get rid of it. Second, move. For the things you absolutely need but you know are vulnerable, you move them to a safer place, like isolating them on a separate network or shifting them to the cloud. And third, watch over. For everything that's left, you take full responsibility. You actively manage it, monitor it, and maintain it. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually translate into a practical plan for your business? I mean, how do you decide what to throw away, what to move, and what to just watch over? Well, it all starts with the checkup itself.
And honestly, the process is pretty clear-cut. During your company's health checkup, you go through and assign a risk level from 1 to 5 to every single asset on your network. A level 5 risk, that's our old unpatched VPN from the story, is a critical condition. The prescription is simple. Throw it away. Done. A level 4 risk, it needs treatment, so you move it. And the healthier assets, levels 1 to 3, they just need to be watched over, maybe with a few improvements. See how this approach takes that vague, anxious feeling about security and turns it into a concrete, manageable action plan?
Now here's a really crucial point. Not all risks are created equal. An insecure smart vacuum cleaner on your office Wi-Fi, for example, it's probably not going to have its data held for ransom. But an attacker can easily hijack it and use it as a quiet stepping stone to pivot and launch attacks on your really important targets, like your main server where all your customer data is. Understanding the type of risk each device poses is absolutely key to prioritizing what you do first.
And this model isn't just about cleaning up the mess after something bad happens. It's really a strategic philosophy for how you operate your business moving forward. It can be summed up by two really powerful words: shift and cut.
Let's break that down. Cut is all about freeing yourself from the burdens of the past. It's having the courage to finally cut ties with that old, outdated equipment, those clunky processes, and that software that's no longer supported. Then you have shift. Shift is about embracing the future. It's about shifting responsibilities you can't or shouldn't handle yourself, like server security, to the experts in the cloud. What this does is it frees you up. It makes you more agile and lets you focus on what your business actually does best.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. The goal of cybersecurity is not to build some kind of perfect, impenetrable fortress. Honestly, that's impossible, and you'll drive yourself crazy trying. The real goal is to develop healthy habits. It's all about making a sincere, continuous effort to maintain the security health of your organization one checkup at a time.
So, I guess I'll just leave you with this one question. After hearing this story, after seeing how one simple, dusty little box brought an entire factory to its knees, and how a simple health checkup model put them back on the path to recovery, when is your company's next health checkup scheduled?
From technology to humanity, we shape the future with innovation and heart. SilverworX. Make a difference.